Happy Valentine's Day. It's your girl, Braided. I'm braiding my hair. I'm actually touching it up. You see how short my hair is on the top? Oh my God. Now I'm just realizing how much hair I cut off. But anyway, today is Sunday. It's Valentine's Day. And you know me, I'm always in my word on Sundays. And there was a time I was really doing a lot of hair on Sundays. I said, you know what? I got to back up because I'm not giving God the time that I need to give him. So, after COVID and just being home and being able to really, really put my whole time and focus on God, God just he just opened up a whole oasis for me to just see him and for who he is. So I've been in John, the book of John, and God has opened up so much to me in the book of John. And I was reading this morning, and it was John 9. I got my Bible right here, 9:16. And it says, therefore, some of the Pharisees said, this man is not from God because he does not keep the Sabbath. Others said, how can a man who is a sinner do such signs? And there was a division among them. Remember that sentence, a division among them. And they said to the blind man again, what do you say about him because he opened your eyes? And the blind man said, he is a prophet, but the Jews did not believe concerning him that he had been blind and received his sight. So these people, these Pharisees, what I got from this is some of the Pharisees questioned the miracle of the blind man. But what stood out the most to me beyond the miracle was that there was a division among them. A division among them. I'm trying to find that braid that I started. Today we have the same reactions towards God, and it's so bad. We have the same reactions towards God's miracles. Some people believe while others still question the events of the miracles, or just simply choose not to believe. In this instance, from my notes, people are going to always have a division, and it's not so much as a division amongst what kind of foods they like, or division amongst what place they want to travel, but it leads to the division of people in general. For example, racism. Today, racism still exists. It still exists because there is not just a division of color. Hear me out. There's not just a division of color. Black, white, brown, purple, red. It's not just a division of color. However, it's a division of belief. It's a division of belief. It has nothing to do with what color we are. This is not the reason why we're so divided. Because you find most white people feel they are superior to people of color. Then there's most blacks that feel that they are equal to whites. 2,000 years ago, they mentioned, as we read, that there was a division amongst the people. And the only ones that can fix that problem is us, the human race. It's not like God's going to bump us in the head and say, hey, now you are all equal believers. Go your way. No, that's not what he's waiting for. He's waiting for us as a people to unite in love, because we got to understand that love is God. Therefore, love is what? Unity. There's so much equality and so much division amongst us. It's just sickening, and The more I see it, the more, the more we see it, the more we try to ignore it. But now, during these times of COVID and all this craziness that's going on, racism and white superiority and black power and all these things going on, I'm just going to mention it all because it is what it is. It's all division. It's time. I'm always putting on my Facebook posts, it's time for change. And it is truly time for us to change because, like it says, there was a division among us. And if it said it 2,000 years ago when Jesus healed the blind man, what makes you think it's not here today? The division is not our color. It has nothing to do with color. It has everything to do with us as a person. So it's time for us to value ourselves more. It's time to gain more value in ourselves because we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but principalities that sit in high places, Ephesians 6 and 12. We need to start loving on one another. God is the greatest gift is love, God's love for us. And I just feel like, it's just that time that we need to start loving on one another. A lot of people that I deal with, at my job are biracial. I deal with a lot of biracial people, and I'm listening to their stories. But you got to remember, if they're biracial, they have black and white blood in them, or black blood and some other type of blood, or brown black blood and a white blood. I'll put it that way. But whatever blood they have, it's in them. So they have the best of both. You get me? So it's even less harder for them to hate on a race because they have black and they have white. So, those of you that only have just that one, think about those that have both. And you tell me how you think they feel about that. It's a division among us. And I really feel like to this day that God has allowed us to come together, different races to come together just to destroy the issue that we have with racism. Because I realize now that the more people come together that are biracial, the less problems we're having. But the only reason why we're having so many racial issues is because some of them of old, some of them that were born from slave owners and ancestors of slave owners. And the game is, let's keep passing the baton. In other words, you make sure you talk to your child about dealing, not associating themselves with black people or Spanish people, and it just goes on and on and on. So it's gonna always show its ugly head in those type of people rather than black people or brown people, because, and really honestly, a lot of people, I mean, here lately, since I've been in the book of John, I'm looking like, okay, I don't know why all this, people just got to feel like they got to be the head. God is the only head. He's the head and not the tail. He's above and not beneath. He's the Alpha and the Omega. He's the beginning and the end. So this country doesn't belong to anyone. We're on borrowed land. This country belongs to God. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Okay? It doesn't belong to you. It doesn't belong to me. It didn't belong to our ancestors, Christopher Columbus, nobody. I don't care who found America. It still didn't belong to them. How you gonna claim a place that was already claimed? Before Christopher Columbus showed up, there were some people there. He met people, so they were if they were already there. How did he discover America? Of course, because Christopher Columbus was a white skinned man and not a black skinned man. And that just led to more problems. I mean, you got to kind of read the history of it all. But anyway, let's go back to our scripture. There was a division among us. The division was back in 2,000 years ago when Jesus walked the earth, healed the blind man, because these people didn't want to believe that Jesus was creating these miracles. He had did a lot of other miracles along the way, but and this is the crazy thing about it. He was in an area and he was trying to explain to them that he was sent by God, his father, and actually God was the one that told him to do all these things, and everything he did was God. And he was like, I am the son of God. In other words, I am God, because God is in me and I'm not doing anything of myself. It's everything of him. So they just, like all the questions they were asking him were just ridiculous. To me, they were real stupid. Like, I was like, these people are stupid. Like, why they don't believe that he is the son of God? He's creating all these miracles. They see things that they've never saw before. There's no way that the enemy can do these things. And they were saying that he was the devil. So they started throwing rocks at him. So he actually got away from that. And when he got away from them, he went right. He ended up meeting up with the blind man. That's the weird thing, because it's like, okay, Jesus like, listen, I ain't worrying about these people, because I'm trying to explain to them that I am the son of God. They're not going to listen. They just going to die and go to hell. So let me move on. So he went on and he ended up running into the blind man, healed the blind man, and there's more. So it's almost like he was adding more fuel. You know what I'm saying? But like they say, more fuel to the fire. But it was no fire, actually. It was just him doing the will of God. And people just did not want to believe it. And sometimes I look back at Donald Trump. I hate to even mention his name. Oh my God, because it's such a mess right now. But I don't hate Donald Trump. I love Donald Trump. And I love him because God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. So why not? Why should we hate him? Everybody makes mistakes. And what people got to understand is it's not the person, it's what's in the person. Sometimes people are controlled by bad spirits, because we do have a soul. Each and every one of us have a soul, and each and every one of us have a spirit. And what's inside of us is what we wrestle with. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. Ephesians 6:12. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, people. So if you feel like you going to get in an argument with your daughter, your husband, or whatever, it is not that flesh you arguing with. It's that spirit inside of them. And it's being controlled by the enemy. That's who it's being controlled by. God is not an author of confusion. That is not God. God wants us to get our lives right. He wants us to get it together so that we can come together, love on one another, love him, number one, love ourselves, and love the people that surround us. And be of good cheer and help each other and be a blessing to each other, uphold one another, all that good stuff. That's what God is. God is true love, all about love. I tell my husband all the time, we have true love. And well, first he told me, he said, we have true love. And I was like, true love. Let me go look that up. He said, look it up. So I looked it up, and true love is a godly love. That's what it means. I was like, wow, that is like deep. We have a godly love. And I do believe we do. But time will tell because we haven't gotten to that point yet. But anyway, we have, but just not to a large degree. But anyway, back to Donald Trump. Donald Trump, a lot of things have to do, being psychology 101, a lot of things that people do in their adult life, it basically goes back to their childhood. So, going back to his childhood, who knows what type of childhood he had? Maybe he had it all. I don't know. I don't know his story, but I do know that people can change. Like, it doesn't take much for a person to change, to have a change of heart forever. Because I have witnessed people that were very evil. I mean, they wanted nothing more than to, if they could kill that person, they would kill them. That's just how evil they were. But I've seen those people change their lives. And still today, they are changed. And no one can do that but God. I mean, you have to be, and I'll put it this way, you have to be able to have a strong change of heart. God is there for you. God is nothing but love. And he will convict your spirit. Like, if you feel like you want to change, he's going to help you do that. He's going to really convict your spirit. He's going to, lay hands on you and change your life, But it's only if you really want it, because a person that don't want to live that type of life, they're not going to go that route. And that's just it. But, everybody has a spirit within them. And you can't, for now on, don't look at the person. You have to look at what's within the person. You got to look beyond the skin, beyond the flesh. Because, like it says, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. But, do everything you can to love people. Wrap your arms around somebody and say, I love you. Love costs nothing. It costs nothing for you to just tell someone that you love them. I'm telling you guys right now, I love you. I love you. Because, love is the greatest commandment. And there's people in the earth now no one's never told them that they love them. There's children, their parents are so busy doing so many other things, they don't tell them they love them. There's elderly. A lot of the elderly, are living alone or in nursing homes, and they don't get any phone calls from anybody, from their family, none of that. They have no one to tell them that they love them. So a lot of times that creates a stony heart. And that's what we don't want, a stony heart. We want a pure heart. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I pray that these words will reach someone who just needs a hug. I'm just here to say, I love you. I love you on this Valentine's Day and always. And I want you to take that hug and pass it on to someone else, okay? Do that for me. Here we go. Here's my hug from me to you. I love you. Have a great day, you guys.